Whoa!
Like that.
Now then YouTube, welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be changing the engine on the MR2. Why am I changing the engine on the MR2? Well, it's always felt a bit off this engine, and I'm no longer hitting 4th gear limiter anymore, which I used to do last year, no problem. Probably should have hit it at Brands as well, but I never hit the 4th gear limiter. And although we were on the dyno a month ago and we saw it made, you know, healthy-ish numbers, it's not as fast as what it used to be. And I've got a spare engine from a facelift car. I've got what should be a good working engine. Didn't have a chance to test it or anything like that, but I've always had a spare engine since last year. I'm just going to throw it in. I'm back on the dyno in 2 weeks, so you know we'll be able to see how it compares against the engines that's in it. But I did a compression test on this engine just the other night, and I found that one cylinder, cylinder 3, the one that had a bit of water in it before, it's about 20 psi down, about 15% down on the other cylinders. So, you know, I found a reason to swap the engine, and we're just going to go ahead and do it. So that's today's video. Oh yeah, that happened on the way back from Brands, which is pretty gnarly. First trailer tyre explosion. So the engine, I did start doing a bit of prep to it the other day. It's just under here. So this is from a 2004 MR2. Obviously I need to put the inlet on it. We'll be changing the flywheel to the one that's on the other car. It needs a dipstick as well, because the owner who had this before me, he fitted a 2ZZ and took a couple of parts off it for his 2ZZ. But yeah, it's a good 1ZZ. It's pretty low mileage-ish. It's a facelift car with all the good changes that Toyota did to the oil stuff. Now I learnt a bit more about these engines from Rogue Motorsport when I was racing at Brands, and long story short, Toyota did a lot of work to these engines, the facelift ones. There's a lot of changes that I wasn't aware about, and it should make it not only last a bit longer and take the abuse a bit better, but also perhaps perform a little bit better, perhaps. I mean, marginal, but they've got a lot of changes to how the oil flows around the engine for lubrication and stuff, and if nothing else, it should last longer than that engine if we start getting some problems, because that one's already smoking a little bit. If you've watched my videos for a little while, you'll know that that's the second engine already. The first one, which is this one, was real smoky. That one started to get a little bit smoky, not too bad. It's not, you know, it's not terrible, but it's just that it seems down on pace, and I can't explain why. I mean, everything else is new, and hopefully we don't fit this and have the same. But I want to be clipping that 4th gear limiter, because I've got a short 4th gear. I should be clipping that all day, and I'm not. Every other person in the championship with the same gearbox as me was racing at Brands, was having to go into 5th gear down the straights. I didn't have to do that. And when I learnt that in a paddock, I was like, fuck this, I'm putting the other engine in. So that's today. So I'm not going to waste too much time doing videos today. I'll bring you along for the ride. Hopefully it goes real smooth. Hopefully it goes real smooth. Hopefully it goes real smooth. Shouldn't be too difficult. Got some new gaskets for this thing. Genuine Toyota gasket, wasn't actually too much money for the intake. And I've got a new exhaust manifold gasket as well. But yeah, I'm gonna get this. This is everything that I put in the 5 Series when I go away. Oh, we've got a new treat for the MR2 as well. We've got a deadweight battery, 1.7 kilogram battery to replace the 6 kilogram battery that I've got in there now. Every little helps, but that'll be probably a different video. We're not doing that today. But yeah, I'm going to get it tidied up, get the hitch on just so I can get the car off the trailer, get it on that ramp, and then start stripping, get rid of the oil and stuff. That engine's been sat without a dipstick on it for a little while. It has been covered, but I'm actually going to take the oil out of this and just run it through that engine once, just to maybe pick up some shit and stuff like that. And then, yeah, I've actually got some, I've bought the poshest oil I've ever bought, simply because it's what the fastest cars run. It's the Miller's Nano Drive stuff. It was about 120 quid for 10 litres. You know, expensive oil, but you know, I'm getting close to the top now. You'll have hopefully noticed. You know, I had a P3 finish at Brands Hatch. Are we focusing? I need to turn the lights on. It's not bright enough, is it? But I had a P3 finish at Brands Hatch, so you know, I want to be making sure I can keep getting in that top 5. So I've bought the posh oil. It's the poshest oil I've ever bought, and it's going in this thing. Hey? I'm not sure if you can hear that, but we have got the DC2 garage playlist on. I've made a Spotify playlist after people have been asking me to for years and years. There's about 500 songs in there for now. I keep adding to it every now and again, but yeah, we've got The Cure on now. It's the right variety, everything you've probably heard when you've been watching the videos. Right. Good variety. Hey, if we get this done today, video on Green Bastard tomorrow. How's that sound? Huh? Fancy that, do you? Yeah? Here's a funny one for you. Tyre pressures, yeah? This won't go under the car for the ramp. The leg of the ramp will not go under the car. It's not far off, but I reckon pump these tyres up. I bet it works, eh? Because it should be precision, this. Precision engineering. So I'll put some air in the tyres and we'll test it again. Well, that was at 10 psi, which it shouldn't have been. I've had no end of trouble with these fucking wheels leaking air. But anyway, it's at 50 now, so moment of truth. Oh, precision engineering. Crazy old Maurice. Precision engineering. I'm just doing a bit of a health check on the car and I've spotted a problem. And it's a problem that I hoped to never encounter, but it's happened. This ball joint on this side. I mean, I'm struggling to show it on camera, but there's a slight bit of play in this ball joint. No. I tell you what, it's doing quite a lot on the disc, so what's that doing to my toe? I've got variable toe when I'm out on track. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, it's not good. It's the one that's integral to the hub, and Toyota don't sell them. But I think there's another car model you can get them off. Can you see that play? Wow. I mean, I know the camera's not great, but there's fucking loads of play in that. That's fucked. Shit. I checked the other side's fine. I was just checking things while everything's still tight, see if I could see anything going on, and that is fucked. Go on, give her some. She's gushing now. You can give her some, but it just takes fucking ages. Giving myself a little bit of, well, I've done a bit of BMW Jenga and got myself a little path here where I can wiggle the engine out from. It's been down here for a long time and it has been covered up, but these kind of, the balls in here where the fuel injectors sit, it's all a bit dirty, and I don't really want to try and clean it too much because I risk putting shit into the engine then, and it's all this kind of oxidization from the alloy, which, yeah, I'd rather not have that inside my engine, thanks. But I've cleaned up the manifold a little bit. That was hella dusty, the one from this engine. So I'm just putting the fuel injectors in now, and then I'm going to get the rest of the wiring off there, the dipstick, transfer it all across, and then we'll be golden. Right, a bit of an interesting development. So I don't know a lot about these M1ZZs at all, really. I just lifted and shifted them before. But some genuine Denso injectors all have that little black cap on. And only 2 of the 4 on my rail have said little black cap. Now this has just been lifted off the other engine now. I've just done it myself. It was on the engine. I've only just taken it off and it was missing those little caps. Now I can't see them doing a lot. They might seat it better. You know, it might just be for seating it or something.
3 hours later.
Right, how are we doing then? Not too bad. I've come to the realization that I'm going to have to use this loom on the other engine. So I'm glad I didn't waste too much time rigging up the loom on the engine over there. I've made so many different little changes to this loom, and you know, various wires extended here, there and everywhere, and you know, just a lot of shit going on. that it's just going to be easier, rather than fuck about with the other loom, extending it all, just to swap the loom over. And I'm also going to use the fuel rail from this car, I think. Best get the throttle cable off, eh? Fuel's off, everything's off, this fuel can come off. New best mate, this thing, real good. It's not scared at all. Just not scared at all, are you, lad? Oh, don't be dropping. There's no spark plugs in them cylinders, so let's not do that, lad. There we go. Ta-da! What are the cows saying? But yeah, nearly there with getting the engine out, so won't be too long, chappies. Well, I know I said she was nearly out, but trust me, she is. Now, you know I showed you the ball joint here that was pretty fucking dodgy, right? Well, how about this for pretty fucking dodgy? I've just taken the front and the rear torque mounts off here, and I had a quick peek up there because something didn't seem right. And this engine mount on the driver's side just not connected at all. It's got 3 studs that come down from the mount. It's secured with 3 nuts, and neither of those 3 nuts are there. They're just gone. So the engine now, I'm not going to rock it too much, but it's fucking rocking. So let's get it out. So yeah, I've been racing like that. Fuck. Can you see? There are 3 there, one of them's just come all the way out, but yeah, what the fuck? Alright, well, at least I'll make it a bit easier to get it out now. Okay, it's time. We're about to see the MR2 give birth. Hope you're ready. I'm going to put the camera down here somewhere. The engine's currently being supported by some wood and some dollies. Everything's disconnected, it's going to be absolutely fine. No problemos, por favor. Yep. Whoa! Like that. You got hold of it, Dan? Yeah. So this was a bit less than ideal, actually. Ended up being like that. So yeah, watch your trainers, man. She's fucking pissing on you. Not far off. I got soaking there, laid on that. I'll get the jack and we'll just wiggle it off there because I need to swap the loom. Cool. She's out. Okay, so we're on to the next step now, and that's to take bits off of this and put them on the other engine. So I'll get the dollies away and go and get the other engine across here. But we're going to take the fuel injection stuff, the injectors, etc. The wiring loom. What else are we going to take? That's probably about it really. Oh, the gearbox, of course. We'll get the gearbox off. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I just pulled the fuel injectors off of this one, and they've all got that cap on the top, look, which is nice. This one, filthy. It's also pulled out the O-ring, that's how filthy it is. You dirty bitch. So yeah, I'll put that one on there, clean it up a little bit, then it'll be golden, and then the wiring loom, and then the alternator, and then the bell, and all that good stuff. Then we'll be good. Well, the inlet manifolds had to come back off because the wiring, there's a few single wire switches, probably like pressure switches, which unfortunately you can't get through when the inlet manifold's off. So yeah, this is definitely taking a bit longer than what I would have liked it to. So the last time I did an engine swap on this car, I removed the engine from another car and just plonked it in. And even that was a 4-part video, but didn't have any wiring looms, no inlet manifolds, no chuffing alternators or anything like that to swap. I think I did swap the bell, but it's been very involving. I'm just about to put the clutch and flywheel on here, and I noticed some interesting stuff. That was a pain in the ass to get off. Less said about this, the better. But yeah, I noticed some interesting pieces are missing from my clutch, from the friction material. There's one on that side and one on this side, just there. and you can definitely tell it's had some heat in it, hasn't it? It's starting to glaze a little bit, which is less than ideal, isn't it? But all the springs are in half decent condition. I give it a quick wipe with some brake and clutch cleaner and all that. I probably shouldn't be touching this, but we're here now. And yeah, I need to change the flywheel as well, which I would prefer not to, but I think I might spend longer than it's worth trying to clean that one up. It's a bit fucking rusty, that one, like, you know what I mean? I mean, the other one, it's not much better, is it? But you see, it's had some heat on here. Look. Other interesting thing, when I took the flywheel bolts out on this one, quite a bit of oil came out. So the main seal on that was definitely on its way. Hopefully, it won't have the same on this one. Well, it's nearly 8 o'clock. Things probably look pretty similar over here. I've had a real fight getting the gearbox on because somebody lost their clutch alignment tool. So I had to go old school and use a 14mm socket and wing it. And yeah, gearbox didn't want to go on. I think it was more to do with the dowel pins on this engine. They're a bit crusty. I should have cleaned them up first. I didn't. So yeah, the right fight. I mean, putting the gearbox on where it's on the floor, I thought it might be easier, but it's definitely a right fucking lot harder. Right, it's 9 o'clock. I've got to call time for today. Nearly done-ish on the engine. Pain in the arse. Definitely underestimated how long it would take me to transfer all the bits across and get the engine prepared. There's been a couple of little things which I've had to do, which I didn't know I was going to have to do as well. It's been a bit of a pain in the arse altogether, really, but it's near enough together now. There's just, what is there? To be honest, there's actually not a lot now. It just needs to go back in the car, but I'm going to go home and do it in the morning. So I'll see you then. We'll do a transformation. 1, 2, 3. Well, day 2. The engine is back in the car, but guess what? It's got to come back out. Guess why? Of course, a stripped bolt needs helicoiling, or a stripped thread needs helicoiling. I was going to wait until everything was in and running, because I know we had a lot of fiasco yesterday. I didn't want to waste too much time on the video. I was going to show you it running and then we were going to compression test it. But now I've got to take it out again. There's a dog here, and even that can't cheer me up. So I will continue the theory of just waiting until I'm ready to show you it running and compression testing. But I'm feeling pretty fucked off right now, you bastards. We got pretty far in without having a thread to repair, so. Welcome to day 3 of this one-day job. I'm just taking the sump off. My sump's dented. I don't know if I've done it or if it was always like that. Oh, I know you can't see that. Can you see it? You can maybe just about see it. So I don't know if I've done that, if it's always been like that. This engine's the same, and my spare engine over there is the same. But I just thought, better safe than sorry at this stage. But other than that, it's going pretty well. I can't get the fucker off actually. It's fucking on there real tight, the bastard. But yeah, something's gonna come off. I'm gonna flatten this out, and hopefully no denting. I've got nightmares of when Joe had this happen in his K24. Didn't realise that it was blocking up the pickup pipe, which is around there. And yeah, that could quite easily starve our engine of oil, so we don't want that. So sump off, flatten this out, and then put it all back together. Well, precision tools, a couple of taps later, and she's looking pretty flat. Yeah. Best get it sealed up and back on the car then. Now, this might be pretty cool if you're a nerd. I never actually fitted a sump baffle on this, because I just thought, fuck it, if it blows up, right? But Toyota Already baffled it pretty good, man. Look at that. It's nice, isn't it? Nice little baffle. Oh, she's perfect now. Oh, she's bloody perfect. Even put some rust converter on the rust. You can't see that, can you? Haha, never mind. There was never any rust. Boy, steel sumps are shit. They bend and they get rusty. Fuck steel sumps. Another interesting thing for you. So you can just about see, but the sump actually sits in the flywheel. You can't quite see it, I have to take my word for it. The sump sits in the inside of the flywheel. How mad's that? Huh? Right, we're very nearly at the stage of starting the car, but guess what? Battery's dead. Fuck. It's gone 10 o'clock now anyway, so we'll leave it there for now. Come back tomorrow and it'll be done. It'll be last day. Easy. 5-day job. Sound. What a fucking mess. Right, I've scooted you right up to the fun part. It's day 4, day 5. It's the final day, I think. It's the final day. I've already spent an hour pissing about bleeding my clutch. And I got a vacuum bleeder this time. It did make it easier, but it was the clutch. Don't play with the clutch hydraulics on this car unless you really have to. I'll just put it that way. But we're good to go. I've already had the car cranking. Got some oil pressure around it. Obviously it's been sat for a while. Got some oil pressure around it. And yeah, I've just put some coolant in it. It's got gearbox oil in it. It's all fluided up. It's got all the, it's had all the wets it wants. It's ready for another pint really. But what we're going to do is I'm going to plug the fuel pump in, and we'll crank it and see if it fires. See if it knocks. See if it bangs. It's going to do its first fart. So this is the first fart of the new engine. I know this has been a long video. I know you're well ready for it to end. Those of you who have stuck around until this point, wow. I really want to get a shave, but I didn't want to ruin the continuity of this video. This needs to get rid of this crap on my fucking lip. So first things first, let's get a song on which is going to get us some success. A success song. What could it be? Come on now, playlist, don't let me down. Oh yeah. This song will grant us success. It's only got a 4-minute playtime though, so let's be quick. I'll let you chill out there. I'll go and plug the fuel pump in. Yeah? And we'll hear it do its first fart, maybe. Hopefully no banging noises. Well, it sounds pretty good. No nasty noises yet. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? None of the lambda sensors are plugged in, so I cut that corner slightly. Got a bit of smoke arising from the exhaust area. It's all good. Hey, it's pretty quiet, that engine, isn't it? There you go, she's done. Well, I'm going to turn it off now, plug some more of the sensors in, bleed the coolant, get packed away, and then happy days. Got to try and move this big fucking lump of metal somewhere. But she's running. We're nearly there. There's one thing left to do. Right, now tell me you want to be competitive in a one-make race series without telling me you want to be competitive in a one-make race series. Oh, fucking hell, boys. The poshest oil I have ever bought, ever. Don't fall. This is what the fast boys run. Therefore it is now what I run. Haha. Well, we've been on a fabulous journey again with the MR2, but it's done. So engine number 3, will it perform any better? Well, first step will be a compression test, won't it? We'll see what the compression is compared to the other engine. On the dyno next Saturday, got some more math stuff to try. We'll see obviously if the engine itself with the same setup performs any better. But yeah, we're on now, engine number 3. We're done, it's done. Well, I've still got to bleed the coolant and plug some things in, but we're done. Right, so you've enjoyed being on this little saga. Once again, the MR2's taken us for a nice little ride and tested all of the patiences. Gave me a proper migraine on Sunday, this thing. I was in bed for a long time because the slave cylinder bolts, when pulled out the helicoil, just one of many issues, but it's done now, so hopefully it performs well at the next race meeting. But we'll find out first on the dyno. Now, I've tried to order a bush for this side, so there'll be some more MR2 bits coming on. Bogey video soon as well. These two, you both need TLC too, I know. I'm stretched fucking thin at the minute, I tell you. Stretched very thin, but yeah, obviously need a big tidy up as well. But that's all from today. Hope you've enjoyed watching. MR2 works again, new engine. Yeehaw. Like and subscribe. Patreons. Thanks again, Mr. Patreons. Right. Bye.